And welcome back to Live at 9 on this Monday. It's a ministry on wheels. FaithSkate.org reaches out to young skateboarders, giving them a safe place to practice, all the while building relationships with folks who might not ever make it into or around or anywhere near a church.
That's right. And so far they are on a roll, reaching more than 100 young people in less than a year. And Matt Wright is the founder of FaithSkate Ministries, and he is here today with Brad Wood. And Mary Beth, we were just talking about the fact that it can sometimes get sort of a negative rap or attention to it, but it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to be that.
No, it doesn't, and that's part of the ministry that Brad and I are trying to put out here in the mid. Brad and I have been best friends since we were 15 years old. We went to ECS and graduated together in 1993.
Were you skateboarding back then?
Actually, in high school, I played baseball, he played basketball, but we grew up skateboarding and just kind of always kept up with the culture and always kept up with kids that were skating and tried to skate a little bit ourselves. So it was just something that God put this desire in our heart to keep up with skating because of the kids, and unfortunately because there's no churches that really reach out to skaters.
Yeah.
So that's a big reason and a big history behind the ministry.
And skaters, you know, some people think, oh gosh, black fingernails and all this goth stuff. Not so. I mean, it's just a sport, but it does tend to be kind of, is the mindset of a skater sort of independent?
Exactly.
Extreme, kind of outside the norm, is that?
Right, that's right. And just to give you an idea of statistics, since 2003, there are more kids in America that skateboard rather than play baseball.
Really?
So as an example, I give to people all the time, if you go by a lot of church baseball fields, you'll see hundreds of kids playing baseball, but keep a mental image in your mind that there's actually more kids out in the streets of Memphis skating than what you're seeing playing baseball. And that's a super study research statistic. It's not something that we just came up with on our own. And I think our ministry is really a reflection of that because of the growth that we've seen.
So your ministry is a way to get kids into a Christian environment without preaching to them, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that's one of the things. There's going to be a lot of those different demographics and ages and groups like skateboarders that you're just not going to get at a normal church Sunday service or at a fellowship or at a Sunday school. But you can get them there on a Friday night like we do. Bring them into the parking lot, and the way we set it up is we just have a time of skating. We'll bring them together. We'll have prayer. We'll have Bible study, and then we'll skate them, and then we'll allow them to skate again. So it's just a real good mixture. And again, you can reach people that way that you can't reach them in the normal way.
And you know, oddly enough, we've had kids that have actually ended up showing up to church and say, "I don't know, I've never been. I mean, where do I sit? Where's the auditorium? You know, what do you do on Sunday morning?" So that's an example. I mean, we've built a lot of great relationships with kids that, quite frankly, their parents didn't even know where they were on Friday night. So that's a perfect example. And you really hit on a key. Brad and I talk about this all the time. We have built relationship with skaters that the world would classify as real punks when you see them. Right. And if you talk to them just for a minute or two, all of a sudden you can't get them to leave you alone because they're so desperate to have somebody show them that attention.
And isn't that often the case, though, with someone who is seen in that light or who maybe acts out? They seem like they're trying to push people away, but really they're trying to pull people.
That's exactly right. A lot of times they're just desperate for that attention, as I say, and that's something that Brad and I and the other men and women that help us with our ministry are really good at. And just to show you an example, last June when I started FaithSkate, I had 5 kids with 1 skate ramp in the parking lot of Faith Baptist Church. Our last event 2 Friday nights ago, we had 50.
Wow.
And we're already to the point where we're asking other churches to consider starting FaithSkate chapters because there's no way we can keep up with the growth. We desperately need other churches to help shoulder this load so we can reach out to more kids in Memphis.
From a skater's perspective, you show them that it can be cool to love God and let God work in your life.
That's right. That's what Brad and I have very unique testimonies. One thing that I tell the kids all the time is, hey guys, I love skateboarding, but I love God more, and that's why I do this. We don't get paid for this. We dedicate a lot of time, our own personal money into this.
Are you getting better at skating?
Well, Brad and I, I'll tell you, a lot of people think Brad and I are brothers, and the way I say he's 9 inches taller and I'm better looking. But we don't have those things in common. Brad and I are not the best skaters in the world, and trust me, those guys will be skating this morning, not us.
We don't want any broken legs.
That's right.
Get the old guys up there on the skateboard ramp. That is so cool. What did the church say when you first proposed this a year ago?
Well, it's funny. That's an excellent question. My wife and I supported a ministry out in Portland, Oregon called Skate Church for a number of years. Skate Church is a 20-year-old ministry. We were very behind it. And I asked a lot of churches, a lot of people for 3 years until I got to Faith Baptist, and Brother Danny said, why don't you do it here? And I kind of did the double take. I was like, I understand. I said, wait a minute, did you say do it here? Because I'd heard no for 3 years, so that's how it started. They're completely behind it. Brad goes to Bellevue, Todd goes to Ellendale. It's a multi-church effort.
That's awesome. Okay, well, we're going to see some skating.
Yes,
Get you look into your future. He's too young right now, but trust me,
He's already asked for a
will want to
skateboard.
skate. All right, up next, we're going to see some of the kids from FaithSkate. We're going to meet them. We're going to talk to them. We're going to see them skate.
In action. And welcome back to Live at 9. We've been talking this morning about skateboarding and how it's being used as a ministry. And also, we're about to talk about the need for a skate park.
That's right, because that's a big effort in Memphis as well. FaithSkate, as you just heard, is a great organization, and Friday nights in the summer, I don't know if it's every week, we'll have to ask, up at Faith Baptist Church in Bartlett. The kids get together and they skate, and they have kind of an informal ministry going on. So guys, we want to see some skating first. Is that okay? Who wants to volunteer? Show us your best trick. Oh, there you go. There you go. All right, well, let's everybody show us what you can do. Go ahead. We're on you. Awesome. Hey, Matt, come on. Okay, somebody else. Tell us what he's doing.
All right, what we have here is a little quarter pipe, wheels hitting a rail right now. We have a fun box over here. Really, these are some of the basics of skateboard parks.
Can you start with, like, even novices? Because this stuff looks fairly dangerous.
No, that's a very good question. What we do kind of consider people that are brand new into the sport. These are some of our more beginner type things. We have some ramps that are actually smaller than this, and we have some ramps that are bigger. So no matter if you're just new into the sport, we've got ramps for smaller kids. If you're more progressed, we have bigger ramps for more, teenage and even college-age kids to skate. So we have a good variety of things.
That is excellent. Update us, too, on the effort to get a skate park in Memphis.
Okay, that's a good question. Skate Life Memphis is a great organization here in Memphis, founded by Aaron Schaefer, who's a PhD over at St. Jude. Brad and I have been asked to basically be a part of Skate Life to petition the city of Memphis for skate parks. Aaron did an outstanding job of getting $440,000 budgeted. In last year, it will be in this year's fiscal budget for the city of Memphis to have a skate park built, which should give Memphis a very nice skate park. Now, one other thing to consider, we are now asking the Riverfront Development Corporation and their consultants to put an 80,000 square foot skate park on Mud Island, which would literally be the most unique skate park in America, if not the world. And there's been a great deal of support for that. So we're still working on that, but it would be great for Memphis. A lot of people would continue to flood back into downtown because kids would skate it continually, and we would have people travel in the Mid-South to come to Memphis to skate the Mud Island Skate Park. So we're working on that right now.
So that's a financial boom.
And let me ask this real quick, just to point out to people, remind them, you do also, this is skating fun, but it's mixed with a religious message. And tell us more about where they can find this if they're interested.
If you're interested in either participating in FaithSkate, if you're interested in founding a chapter of FaithSkate at your church, or financially supporting us, we are a nonprofit organization in the state of Tennessee. And you can go to our website, faithskate.org, just like it sounds, faithskate.org. We have photos on there of our trips, on our skate nights. We have event schedules. We have
we'll
how to
put a link
support
on
us.
Live at 9 page on WRG.com.
That's perfect. We would appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're not going to try skateboarding. We will be right back on Live at 9.